Again, another terrific display of heart and competitiveness by our players. There was we limped a little bit into the locker room, and we may have limped out of the locker room at halftime and found ourselves down 12, with 17 minutes to go. We dug ourselves in a hole there in that 5-minute stretch, last two, first three. And our guys very easily could have quit or bent, we bent, but we didn't break. And our guys came back out and battled and competed. I thought down the stretch, we had some pretty darn good looks, and we just weren't able to knock down jump shots. I think Bryce had 2, Chauncey had 1. Wish I had a better memory of some of these things, play by play. And we had some shots there that I thought really could have separated us a little bit more, right, and make it a 2-possession game or a 3-possession game or whatever it may have been. And we just couldn't knock them down. Obviously at the end there, the last play, the second to last play, out of bounds under with 4 seconds to go, was not executed as well as we would like. We were trying to get Chauncey the ball in the middle of the lane. He was being guarded by Odom, who, Chauncey could go up above it and get it, and we were hoping that he'd be able to get it and come down and go back up and either score or put a lot of pressure, obviously, on them to not foul. And it just got bobbled. So we didn't execute what we had intended to do well enough. And that's disappointing.
This one has to hurt.
They all hurt. No disrespect. I don't know disrespect. They all hurt. This one hurts, right? We had a lead late, right? We were playing very well. They hit some tough shots, right? They hit some, it's not like they banked shots in, right? But we didn't find a way to, we obviously the zone was really good for us, and it changed the momentum of the game, and it, and they found a way to hit a few. There was the N1 late that hurt us for sure. And I thought we had good looks, some pretty good looks there late, and the ball just didn't go in. But yes, they all hurt.
What was the thinking of going to the zone? Because it really did work for you guys in the second half.
Oh, there's no question. I thought we started the game, guarding really well, to be honest. The offensive rebounds hurt us probably more than anything else. Early in the first half, but towards the end of the second half, the last little 2-3 minutes, and then the first couple of minutes of the second half, we looked flat, right? We looked like we were on our heels, and they were attacking us, and so by going to the zone, it just changed the momentum, it changed the rhythm, it took them out of their rhythm, and I thought we played it very, very well, very actively. Very connected. It looked like they were talking to each other. They were communicating. We had 5 guys all sort of on the same page in the zone. And it was very, very effective. And then we rebounded out of it most of the time, right? And so, but it changed the momentum of the game, right? It stopped the dribble penetration, right? It stopped us having to chase them, and we were active and it was big for us, and then that gave us some life and some energy, and we came down. I think when we went zone, I think we had 5 or 6 straight stops. I know it was 4. Again, I wish I had a better count. I think it was 5. And that allowed us. And then we came down, we found a way to score, and all of a sudden we were right back in the game.
You, I think, didn't have a field goal for the last 5.5 minutes. Did you guys tighten up, or are they too battle tested for that at this point? Just a matter of not putting it in the bucket?
No, I don't think we tightened up. I think we had good looks, and the ball just didn't go. you know, by and large, we took the right shots down the stretch, you know, and maybe our legs were a little tired because we had to battle back and spend a lot of energy. We played less guys there in the second half, right? The guys played longer stretches. You know, that was a lineup that defensively was working very well for us. You know, so maybe guys were a little tired. Maybe their legs weren't. You know, I don't know. But I thought we had good looks. By and large, we had good looks, and the shots just didn't go. And that's, you know, one of these days, hopefully Lady Luck will slide over to our side. We would welcome her with open arms, because these kids they're battling. They are battling. They need a break, and we just weren't able to make the break happen that we needed tonight.
Well, I think tonight was probably the most connected you guys have looked on the court since probably December. Talk to us a little bit about that and you guys coming together. You've got 2 big games next week. Everything builds to the tournament. So I can see stuff happening. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Simply put, just counting on one another. I mean, every day, you know, we come, like he said, we've been battling. We come into practice every day, heads held high, with high hopes for the future. So I think, you know what I mean, basketball is so unique because, you know, you need all 5 guys on the same page out there. One person won't do it, 2 people won't do it, 3 won't do it, 4 won't do it. So I think that every single day we keep coming fighting, counting on one another. It's making a difference. And I think, you know, from what you say, you saw, you know, I'm out there and it feels that way too. And like Coach said, you know, it's one of those games, you know, you wish you can get a couple of plays back, you know, maybe 1 or 2 more shots go in, and that's just how things went tonight.
For both of you guys, if you could, you know, you haven't won a lot of games this year. 6,000 people here tonight, and they were into the game. Pretty good turnout.
Incredible, honestly. You know, this is my 3rd year here at ODU, and it's been the same since I was a freshman. And, you know, I cherish that. You know, it's a big part of the reason why, you know, I'm here and I keep coming back, you know. And this atmosphere alone is just, it's special to be a part of. You know, these fans are not just fans, they feel like family, you know. And, you know, it's fun to play in every single game.
Our players haven't given in. Our players haven't quit. Our fans haven't given in. Our fans haven't quit. It is noticed, and it is greatly appreciated. We are very lucky. We do not take it for granted.
Emo, on the inbound lob, that was you inbounding, right?
It was.
Did you get the ball where you wanted to, or was it too close to the rim and maybe Ty got confused and went up for it?
I mean, you know, we didn't get what we wanted, so no, I wasn't where I wanted to be. You know, that's miscommunication. You know, I had the ball out and it ended up in a turnover. You know, that's on me. So, you know, I thought I saw some and it didn't go the way, you know, I wanted it to. That's it. Yeah.
But you were trying to get it to Chauncey.
I was. Yeah. Chauncey was the target.
For both of you, all season long, this team has seemed to be at its best when it's out in transition and playing with pace, and I felt like tonight this game was played very much so at an ODU pace. Can y'all speak to a little bit about how y'all dictated that and controlled that?
I think, you know, it starts with getting stops. You know what I mean? When you get a good solid defensive rebound, you know what I mean? Obvious, like we have it, and then that right there dictates to the other 4 guys we can go. And I think more of that, you know, comes with more transition. You know, if they're getting offensive rebounds or we're struggling to get the ball, you know what I mean, stuff like that, and that kind of takes away from, you know, our transition game. So I think if we can really, all 5 guys can make it a point of emphasis to grab the rebound, and from there we have numbers. You know what I mean? We have guys with speed, guys with creativity, craftiness, guys that can shoot, and then, you know, once we get it past half court, you know, we have options.
The very last play, Did Chauncey just not get far up the court enough to really give himself a chance? Or did they dictate where he ended up?
Oh, I think they definitely dictated it, right? I mean, they pushed him up there. You know, and had we gone the other way to Emo, they had pushed him up there both, right? They pushed him up there, and he was able to catch and take one dribble. Maybe could have taken another one. You know, I think he took one. You know, maybe could have gotten away with a second one, but had to let it fly. And yeah, I mean, they did a good job, right? They pushed him up, you know, and we didn't execute that great either. You know, to be honest, the ball hadn't yet been inbounded, and we kind of we jumped the gun a little bit, and so that may have given them a chance to know what was coming. But again, you know, you can't. I don't know, splitting hairs a little bit right there. I think. You know, we got the ball in bounds. We got the ball to one of the two guys we were trying to get the ball to. You know, it's a tough situation. You got to let it fly. You know, and we did. So we just was a little short.
Emo, he was saying that all these losses hurt. It should never stop hurting, right? If it stops hurting, then you're in the wrong business. Is that correct?
It is. That's true. You know, I hate to lose. You know what I mean? I love to win. And that's with everything in life. And just because I'm so passionate about basketball, the wins feel really, really good. And the losses, they hurt really, really bad. And that's how it's always been. That's how it still is. You know, and you constantly, you know, replay certain plays in your head and stuff like that. And it's like it's really no stopping that. Like if you're really, you know what I mean, a ball player who cares about this, cares about winning, cares about your team, you know, this atmosphere, this university, that's how it's going to be. Like I'm going to go home and I'm going to think like, I should have did this or I shouldn't have done that. And you know what I mean? That's just how it is, you know.
It's got to be amplified this year as close as you guys, as often as you guys have been close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The closer the game, the more it hurts for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, you wish you could have 1 or 2 plays back. You know what I mean? 1 or 2 more shots go in, 1 or 2 more stops. You know, those thoughts go through your head.
Anything else?
No more questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, guys.